We are Tottenham TV here, back here with another episode of Player Ratings. A 4-1 win away at Wolfsberger in Hungary. I thought it was a brilliant performance yesterday, especially in that first half. What did you make out of it?
Yeah, we definitely exactly what the doctor ordered for this game. Players getting a chance, proving themselves, getting the tie done in the first leg as well, resting key players in key positions. It was a good day for us yesterday.
Yeah, obviously it was against opposition like Wolfsberger, so I mean you can't read too much into it, but you got to take from the positives what you will. So
it's still knockout ties in Europa League. So.
Exactly. So let's get into it anyway. Let's start off with Hugo Lloris. We gave him a 7. The main point about Hugo Lloris was that save at 2-0 up. Absolutely brilliant save. World-class save even, I think, with the fingertips onto the bar. Because, if Wolfsberger get back into the game at 2-0, you're talking about game on there. But apart from that, I thought, he commanded his box well. He did everything that was called upon him. And I think he was commanding from crosses as well. So well done, Hugo.
Yeah, good day for him. He needed that confidence-boosting performance after, he's been pretty lot of lapses recently. But yeah, as you say, world-class save, fingertips onto the bar from a header from close range. And exactly what you can offer, isn't it? We showed it with that save, his world-class reflexes and fantastic stuff from him.
Ben Davies, we gave him a 6. I thought it was just a standard Ben Davies display, nothing too great to talk about, and nothing really came down his side as well. So you got to say, job done from Ben Davies yesterday too.
Yeah, I felt like he was hanging back a bit. He was maybe didn't have to go forward as much, maybe doing that kind of lopsided thing because Doherty on the other side was going a lot further forward. I thought he was kind of tucking in when we were in possession, and it worked well for us.
All right, let's move on to Eric Dier. We gave him a 6. I thought, dealt with pretty much most things that came his way. I think the only down mark which I would give him is that the pass to Moussa Soco that ran him into trouble for the penalty. But apart from that, I thought it was, good display from Eric Dier.
Yeah. The pass was a bit dodged, but Sissoko made a dodgy pass into an awful one, if you know what I mean, with his touch. I thought his passing wasn't as good as Toby's, but he was still all right. And I thought he had a pretty competent display, wasn't troubled. But I would say, I think from the header, there was one moment where he got absolutely dubbed. Timento, he got absolutely dubbed in the box, which he should have done better with.
I thought that was mainly Toby.
They were both of them. They both got dubbed. And also from the header, I'm pretty sure he was his man, which went off the bar. But other than that, it wasn't a difficult day for Dier.
Yeah, Toby Alderweireld, we gave him a 7. I thought he was our best defender on the night. You got to say that, like you just mentioned, in that moment he got completely rinsed at one point, but apart from that, I thought he dealt with everything that came his way. He was pinging the ball about as well, like Toby does. So good display from Toby.
I thought his passing was really good. I thought of a number of times he was finding Dele and Son inside the penalty area with their running in behind. It didn't lead to a goal, but it could have easily if the forward players did more with it. So I thought it was definitely much better from Toby in that sense. A couple of times at the back he looked a bit shaky, but other than that, I thought he was really good at starting attacks and it was a good display.
Moving on to Matt Doherty, we gave him a 7. In my opinion, this is by far his best performance in a Spurs shirt. He was more of a right winger than he was a right back. I mean, he was up there on the right wing all the time, providing an outlet. His passing was really good and he had his hand in 3 goals as well. So you got to commend Matt Doherty. He played really well yesterday, but I still feel that in the Premier League, he needs to do more than what he did yesterday.
Yeah, I think it continues a performance where, in the first half against Everton, he was looking a lot better, wasn't he? We were saying that. And then carried on against Wolfsberger, where he's getting a lot further forward, getting a lot more dangerous positions and having much more influence in the final third, which he was doing for Wolves. He was linking up really well with Gareth Bale on the right-hand side, obviously involved in the first 2 goals. Still, I want to see a bit more quality from him in that final third, and still, I think in the second half he kind of he did fall away a bit, and he wasn't as involved as he was in the first half. But at least it is going in the right direction. It does seem to be improving, but I still obviously jury's still out about if he's gonna be here long term and
step in the right direction.
But, what can we say? We can't keep bashing him when he's playing, when he's improving. So I think
he had his hand in 3 goals, so you can't really complain.
3.
Was it 2?
2.
Was it
for
2?
The first 2, yeah.
Gareth Bale's.
The other one was Lucas. That was a long run, and the last one was Lamela.
Yeah, it was 2.
So it's a couple of the first 2 goals, but still, look, he did well, and he got in the Europa Team of the Week.
All right, well played, Matt Doherty. Let's move on to Harry Winks. We gave him a 6. You got to say Harry Winks. He had a good display, not great, but good. Much better than his guy next to him, Moussa Soco. You know, when you look at the duels won, 5 duels out of 10. I think his passing was pretty spot on as well. 96% pass accuracy. So look, Harry Winks, he puts in good performances against average teams. So I want to call on him to put these kind of performances in against better opposition in the Premier League.
What an assist he got for Lucas. What an assist. Never seen an assist like it. Right perfectly into his path. Didn't have to break stride, Lucas.
Nearly as good as Tom Carroll's against Bale.
Nearly. Not quite. But look, I thought it was a decent display from Winksy. I thought he needed to play together well. I thought he was a big reason why we were finding lots of spaces in the attacking third and moving the ball a lot quicker. It's his first start actually since Wickham, and he actually played quite well against Wickham, I thought. So maybe he's been unlucky not to get more game time, but he did have a horrendous cameo against Everton, which probably a lot of people obviously have, even us, have been focusing a lot in the past few weeks. But yeah, I thought he was okay. Nothing to complain about in this game. Wasn't unbelievable, but he did all right. He was average.
Did his job.
Yeah, he did his job.
All right, let's move on to Moussa Sissoko. We gave him a 5. Look, Moussa Sissoko, there were some really good moments in there. There were also some really, really bad moments. Let's talk about that penalty, because
shocking, yeah.
That penalty was absolutely shocking. It really was.
Just another moment.
What's the point? What is the point of what? I don't get what he's doing there. Like, it makes no sense.
He's shielding the ball and he
whatsoever.
just got it completely wrong.
But apart from that, he was. And
also, just on the penalty quickly, not only was he shielding the ball, he was kind of trying to recover from his own mistake, which led to another mistake.
Yeah, that was it.
That awful touch into the penalty area, and then in trying to recover that awful touch, he then fouls the Wolfsberger player and gives away a penalty.
I got a feeling with Moussa Sissoko that his time at Tottenham is coming to an end. I really believe that, his age, he's getting older and older now, and it seems as though with this season, especially in the last month or so, he's really starting to go a bit downhill.
Yeah, because he started the season really well, didn't he?
Yeah, and
especially when he was playing against City and Arsenal, when he was putting in really good performances. But past few weeks he's really been off it, and especially his confidence seems so down. He doesn't like to be on the ball. He when that clip against Chelsea summed him up, when he's oceans of space in front of him and he turns back and passes it back to the defender. That's where he's at the moment. I felt like yesterday he competed well, but in possession for me, there were so many moments where he just didn't have the confidence to take it forward.
Yeah,
and I thought it was quite sloppy as well. It's
at moments when you got opposition like that, you expect Moussa Sissoko to really take a stronghold in the game and burst forward in those runs that Moussa Sissoko just barred through anyone basically, but he just wasn't doing that. He was playing within himself most of the time, short passes backwards and sideways, and he doesn't do that lung busting runs that he used to do.
Yeah, I think first half he was better, but second half I think he was rightfully taken off on a booking, and he just looked a bit out of sorts in that second half.
Yeah. Let's move on to Dele Alli, who gave him a 7, introduced back into the starting lineup, and I thought he had a really good display. There were a lot of dribbles in there, a lot of flicks, a lot of tricks, a lot of nutmegs. It was I wouldn't say it was the Dele of old, but I think it's a step in the right direction to what we have seen this season.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say it was an amazing performance, but I thought he's done well and is a lot better than what it has been the last couple of weeks or any time this season.
There was a bit of mischief and a bit of magic about his performance, like nutmeg on the byline. I remember there was one moment where the ball comes into him with his back to goal on the edge of the box. And he flicks it over his head to Lucas Moura, who was in on goal. I can't remember what happened, but we didn't score from it. I think a number of times Toby was doing those runs in behind the defence, and Toby was finding him with over the top passes, and we could have done more with that. But it was good to see Dele being found a lot more with those passes.
He was working really hard for the team.
That's also another thing. He was pressing high and making tackles
really hard, and that's the main thing I was really happy about yesterday with Dele, because we all know the qualities Dele has. He's always can provide those over the head kicks or through balls and those nutmegs and whatever. Those come every game with Dele Alli, but it's the work rate which I was most happy about yesterday.
That was good. The only thing I would say is he didn't get a goal and assist, and he'd probably be disappointed in that, because I think he had quite a few opportunities in the final third to get a shot on target or to make a difference, and a few times which might have been a bit frustrating. I remember one time the goalkeeper kicked it straight to him on the edge of the box, and he kind of fluffed it. He was just trying to overcomplicate the whole thing, trying to scoop through ball to Bergwijn or something.
That'll come with time, with match practice though.
Yeah, I'm hoping, but that was a bit frustrating. I think a few times as well he was able to get shots off, but they weren't good enough. But I think it was definitely, again, in terms of Dele. He showed a bit of a spark yesterday, which was good, and it was a step in the right direction as well for him.
Gareth Bale, we gave him an 8. For me personally, I thought he was man of the match yesterday. Again, like I said, for Dele this season, like I said, for Doherty this season, I think this was Gareth Bale's best performance in the Spurs shirt since he's come back. Absolutely brilliant goal straight out of the Gareth Bale playbook as he nicks it past the defender, squares it back, and then with a lovely finish into the far corner.
Smashed it, didn't he?
Really was a lovely goal. And I thought that, especially in the first half, everything that was good with Tottenham was coming through him. I thought he was really creative, going on runs and nice dribbles as well, making stuff happen. And this is what we want to see from Gareth Bale. And since Jose Mourinho's called Gareth Bale out in the press, he's come on against Man City, looked really good. He's played this game and played man of the match performance, in my opinion. So good signs. And I back him to start against West Ham.
Yeah, I thought it was a good display from Bale. Good to see him looking confident again. He seems to once in the game, once he grows into a game and he has once like something comes off for him, all of a sudden he has that confidence to play. And we saw that like against Wickham when he didn't have the best start to the game, but once a few things started coming off, then that confidence came in. Same thing happened in this one, and it was interesting that the two golden assists he got. The assist, it was a cross on his right foot to Son, which was a decent ball, and then his goal, I think defender, you can see he's trying to cut out the cross because he just set up a goal with a cross, and Bale notices that and then cuts in on his left, knowing that the guy is trying to cut out the cross, and then obviously smashes it home. And that was reminiscent of classic Bale. That goal really was cutting in on his left foot and smashing it home, showing he still has a lot of quality there. But also second half, I think only played 15 minutes, but he could have got a goal. He was a good shot, forcing a good save out the keeper. And I remember there was one time as well, Lloris played a long ball over the top and he nearly got on the end of him behind. Keeper nearly made a big mistake, but he unfortunately couldn't get on the end of it.
I felt that we lost quite a bit when Bale went off the pitch.
A bit of quality. I think we got some energy with Lamela, but maybe we lost out on a bit of quality. But he was creating a few chances as well. He wasn't just making things for himself. So look, I think I was happy with Bale, and I want to see. Obviously, that's what we want to see, more performances like that. But we need to see it in the Premier League.
Exactly. Let's move on to Lucas Moura. We gave him an 8. Carrying on his good form, Lucas Moura, in my opinion. In this game, especially, 6 completed dribbles going into this game, and I thought he was brilliant. I really did. His goal as well.
Brilliant.
Oh, my days. The way he takes it past like 3 or 4 men and smashes it into the bottom corner. I thought Lucas Moura yesterday, really creative, working really hard for the team, getting on the score sheet like he loves to do in the Europa League. And yeah, good performance.
Yeah, really good. And that's all what we want about from Lucas. We know he can dribble. We know what quality he has on the ball. It's just about adding that final product to it. And when he does, he looks like one of the best wingers in the league when he adds that final product, because he's honestly, his dribbling ability is second to none. He can glide past players that they're not even there. And yesterday he had that end product, but it's just on a consistent basis. He needs to prove it. He can do it. We know he can do it here in fits and spurts, but whether he can do it consistently is another matter. When he's putting in performances like he is yesterday, we got no problem. But one Premier League goal tells a different story, doesn't it? So that's the story.
I mean, one Premier League goal, I think 4 Europa League goals, I think.
Yeah, he's performing a lot better in Europa League for sure.
Yeah, and that might be to do with the level of opposition.
Yeah, probably.
But look, let's move on to the last of the starting 11. HeungMin Son, we gave him a 7. Played the first 45 minutes, and I don't know if you saw Jose Mourinho after the game, but he said that the reason why HeungMin Son played was because it was a special thing for him after winning the Puskas Award to play in the Puskas Arena. And he said after he got his goal, that was job done. Take him off, go back home, and that was it. But in terms of his performance, you got to say really good performance. Led the line really well. Took his goal really well with that header. And yeah, good performance.
Yeah, he wasn't just being a nuisance to the back line, but he was also holding the ball up really well, linking the play really well, and linking up with Gareth Bale, and obviously getting that header with that goal, which was his performance deserved. He nearly got a goal in like the first few minutes when he cut inside on his left foot and had a shot just wide as well. I thought it was a really positive 45 minutes from Sonny. Did his job and went off, and with the job being done, pretty much.
All right, first substitute, Carlos Vinicius. We gave him a 6. Came on for HeungMin Son at half-time. but we hardly ever saw him in that second half. We hardly ever saw him. I mean, I think every time the ball came over the top to him, he failed to make it stick. But I felt that he was getting in good positions. I think that his movement off the ball was okay. And then obviously got that goal in the last few minutes, which kind of sealed off that victory and kind of confirmed that we have 1 foot in the next round.
Yeah, I think it was a crucial, not crucial goal, but I think it was a goal that kills the tie pretty much dead and buried. A 3-1, it's a tiny bit open, but not really. But a 4-1, it's dead. I thought he was okay. I thought a few moments that he was actually had made some good runs and could have been found and was failed to be found, or the through ball got cut out or things like that. There was a couple of moments as well where he was on the break himself and had the opportunity to play in, I think it was Bergwijn or Lamela, and he couldn't really find the right pass. So I just think his general play can be a bit frustrating, but we know when he's in and around the box, he's a real poacher, and he can really he can smell where the space is and where the ball's going to drop. He's done it a few times, and he did get that goal right at the end. Again, just sniffing where the opportunity was going to land, and Lamela's header flicked onto him, and it was a good improvised finish past the keeper. And again, he kind of overall play not the best, but again did his job and got the goal, and that's kind of what we've seen a lot from Vinicius so far. And I think we should start maybe when we're chasing games we should start using him a bit more, because I feel like we don't really use him that much when we're chasing a game, but I think he's a good poacher who might be able to snap up a few crucial goals for us from now to the end of the season.
I agree. I mean, if you play to his strengths, then you can really get something out of it. You can reap the rewards. But anyway, Eric Lamela, we gave him a 7. I thought Lamela was really good when he came on. He provided, because it was in a time of the game where it was 3-1. They just hit the bar, the underside of the bar. And, if that goes to 3-2, you're talking about them really being back in the game. They don't get it back to 3-2. And it was in a moment of the game where we were kind of drifting out of the game. We were losing a tiny bit of control at some point. Lamela comes on, and I thought we regained that control completely straight away. The energy he provided, the sheer work rate he provided, an assist as well for Vinicius. I thought he was really good and provided that energy that we desperately needed at that point in the game.
Yeah, I thought I completely agree with you. I thought he was a breath of fresh air when he came on the pitch. He was causing problems. He was ready to make an impact. Like Jose said, he loves that when for a substitute to come on and do that. He did set up the 4th goal, and he had a few opportunities as well. And we kind of were sparked back into life when he came back on, when he came on the pitch. Sorry. So yeah, another good display from him, and continue a decent run from him lately, apart from the Man City game.
Yeah. And last but not least, Steven Bergwijn, we gave him a 5. I thought it was a bit of an anonymous display from Steven Bergwijn, to be honest. He came on at 3-1, I believe. And look, you're calling on Steven Bergwijn again when Eric Lamela, they came on same time, I believe. And when you see Lamela's sheer kind of passion and work rate on the pitch, yes, Bergwijn also did work hard for the team, but Lamela showed a lot more quality than Steven Bergwijn did. And I call on Steven Bergwijn just to have a bit more impact in games than he's having. Yeah,
and he had a few opportunities to as well. A few times he was found space down the left, and he had opportunities in a one-on-one situation, or to really make an impact and get a cross or get a shot off. And I don't know, he just seemed to lack a bit of confidence in himself to do it. And he seems to be suffering a bit from that. We need him to start contributing and making a bit more of an impact than he is, which is obvious when he has no goals and only a few assists. So again, he came on with a chance. He did provide a bit of energy, but there wasn't enough quality for me on the end of that.
Yeah. And then the other subs that came on, it was a bit too late. Ndombele came on. Højbjerg came on just to close out the game. What did you make out of Jose Mourinho yesterday?
Yeah, I think, first of all, just touching on those subs, I thought Ndombele was fouled a couple of times, and the referee just ignored it for some reason.
I felt like the referee was being quite harsh on Spurs yesterday.
It was very strange. It was very weird, that whole Ndombele stuff. A few times he was completely just wiped out, and the referee just ignored it, play on. Højbjerg obviously was involved in the 4th goal as well, chipping the ball to Lamela, who headed it onto Vinicius. It was a good bit of play, and that obviously sealed the win. Mourinho, I think, got it spot on. left Kane at home. We're after Kane under instruction from Kane saying his he knows he doesn't want to risk his ankles.
Kane left Kane at home.
Well, Kane left Kane at home, but he agreed. But usually Kane is the type of player who always wants to play. It doesn't matter. So I think
he's looking at the bigger picture, though.
I hope so. But this is, if that's true, this is like the first time he's started to do that, which is, I think, a good thing. I think he did well I think he was right playing Son 45 minutes and taking him off. I think he was right resting Højbjerg and Dembele and only giving him a bit of a run out.
It was a nice touch for the HeungMin Son thing with the Puskas arena, Puskas award.
Yeah, but I think he was also right in sense of just get the game won in the first half. And that's exactly what happened. I think it was pretty perfect from Jose. The only problem was we kind of took our foot off the gas for about 15 minutes in the second half, and that could have cost us. But other than that, he managed everything.
It really could have, because if that goal goes in, that hits the underside of the bar.
3-2, then there will be a bit of trouble. But the fact of the matter is, the players who came in clearly wanted to make an impact, and they did that. The players who he rested got their rest, and we got the job done in the first leg. So a lot of credit to Maria from the way they're managing the squad and the way he's got the players motivated for this game.
Does he deserve credit for the performances Gareth Bale is having at the moment, today and the end of Man City game? Or shall we wait to talk about that?
I think we should probably wait to give him credit on that front, but he does seem to have upped his performances of late, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. And Dele as well, putting a decent display, so we'll have to wait and see whether it lasts.
All right, so there you have it. That is our player ratings in the 4-1 win away to Wolfsberger in Hungary. Let me know your player ratings in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.